Nobody tells you that a debt can choose your future faster than love ever could. Milo Gray learned that on a quiet afternoon, when the air inside his small home felt heavier than usual. The walls were thin, the floor creaked, and the smell of old books and medicine filled the room. His uncle slept on the couch, breathing softly, unaware that everything was about to change. Milo had always believed that if he worked hard and stayed kind, life would stay gentle. He was wrong. The knock on the door was calm, almost polite. 3 men stood outside, dressed neatly, their eyes sharp but not cruel. They spoke softly as if bad news should never be loud. A debt, they said. A debt his uncle had taken years ago to save Milo after his parents died. The numbers were too big to understand. Milo's hands shook as he listened. There is another way, one man said. That way had a name, arranged marriage. Milo did not cry. He nodded. If giving up his freedom could protect the only family he had left, then he would do it. That was what an Omega like him was taught, to endure, to survive, to protect others first. By nightfall, Milo stood in front of Black Tower, a tall building of glass and steel that touched the clouds like it owned the sky. This was the home of Alpha Rowan Black, a man known for power, control, and a heart rumored to be made of stone. Inside, everything was quiet and perfect. Too perfect. Rowan appeared without warning. He was tall, calm, and distant, his voice steady as still water. This marriage repays the debt, Rowan said. Nothing more. Milo bowed his head and agreed. His heart felt small, like it was folding in on itself. This wasn't love. It wasn't even choice. It was a contract written with fear. As Milo followed a servant down a long hallway, he wondered if this place would ever feel like a home, or if it would always feel like a cage with golden walls. He didn't know yet that betrayal, healing, and revenge were already waiting for him inside those walls. And that this marriage would change all 3 of them forever. Living inside Black Tower felt like standing inside a quiet storm. Milo woke early the next morning, long before the sun touched the glass walls. The room he slept in was large, clean, and cold. Everything had its place, yet nothing felt warm. Even the bed felt like it belonged to someone else. He sat up slowly, reminding himself where he was and why he was here. This was not a dream. This was the price of a debt. When Milo stepped into the dining hall, Alpha Rowan Black was already there. He sat straight, reading reports on a tablet, his expression calm and unreadable. The soft clink of Milo's footsteps made Rowan glance up for a moment before looking back down. Sit, Rowan said, not unkindly but without warmth. Milo obeyed. Breakfast arrived quietly. No one spoke. The silence pressed down on Milo's chest, making it hard to breathe. He wanted to say thank you. He wanted to ask questions. But the words stayed trapped inside him. After a long moment, Rowan spoke again. You will have everything you need here. Food, shelter, protection. Milo nodded. Thank you. Rowan's eyes flickered, just for a second, as if the words surprised him. Do not misunderstand, Rowan continued. This marriage is an agreement. I do not expect affection, and I will not offer it. The words were clear. Sure. Final. Milo felt a sting in his chest but forced a small smile. I understand. As the days passed, Milo learned the rules of the tower. Walk quietly. Ask permission. Do not interrupt Rowan's work. Rowan was never cruel, but he was distant, like a wall that could not be climbed. He left early and returned late, always busy, always guarded. At night, Milo sometimes caught Rowan watching him from across the room. Not with anger. Not with kindness either. Just watching. When their eyes met, Rowan would look away. Milo wondered what kind of pain made someone build such thick walls around their heart. He reminded himself not to hope. Hope made pain worse. Still, in the quiet moments, Milo wished this cold alpha boss could see him as more than a debt repayment. Because even cages can feel heavier when no one speaks inside them. The day Kai's storm arrived, the air inside Black Tower finally moved. Milo noticed it before he even saw him. The servants whispered. Footsteps sounded faster. Laughter, real laughter, echoed down the long hallway like it didn't belong there. Milo paused near the staircase, curious despite himself. Then Kai appeared. He walked in with easy confidence, his smile bright and open, his eyes warm instead of sharp. His hair was slightly messy, and he carried himself like someone who wasn't afraid of the world, or of breaking rules. When he saw Milo, he stopped. So you're the Omega everyone's been hiding, Kai said with a grin. I'm Kai Storm. Milo blinked, unsure how to respond. No one had spoken to him so casually since he arrived. I'm Milo, he said softly. Kai laughed. Relax. I don't bite. From the balcony above, Rowan watched them. His expression didn't change, but his grip tightened on the railing. Kai quickly became a bright spot in Milo's quiet days. He brought small treats from the city and asked Milo about his favorite books. He listened. Really listened. For the first time since arriving, Milo felt seen. You shouldn't always stay quiet, Kai told him one afternoon as they sat near the window. Your voice matters. Milo smiled, warmth spreading through his chest. He didn't realize how much he needed to hear that. Rowan noticed the change. Milo laughed more. He walked with lighter steps. And somehow, that bothered Rowan more than silence ever had. When Kai spoke to Milo, Rowan felt something sharp twist inside him, something he refused to name. One evening, Rowan warned Kai, "Remember why you're here." Kai's smile didn't fade, but his eyes darkened for a moment. "I know exactly why I'm here." Milo didn't hear that part. He only knew that for the first time since the arranged marriage, the tower didn't feel completely cold. What Milo didn't know was that kindness can sometimes hide secrets. And not every smile means safety. The truth did not arrive loudly. It slipped in quietly, like a shadow that waited until Milo felt safe. It happened on a rainy afternoon. Milo was returning from the library when he heard raised voices behind a half-closed door. He didn't mean to listen, but his name stopped him. "The debt was never supposed to turn out like this," Rowan said, his voice sharp. Kai answered calmly. "It worked, didn't it? Milo is here." The marriage happened. Milo's breath caught. His hands trembled as he stayed frozen in place. "You created the debt," Rowan said. "You pushed it onto his family." There was a pause. Then Kai sighed. "I needed leverage. I didn't think you'd grow attached." The world tilted. Milo stepped back, his heart pounding so loudly he was sure they could hear it. The snacks, the smiles, the kind words, none of it had been real. Kai hadn't saved him. Kai had trapped him. That night, Milo couldn't eat. His chest felt tight like it was breaking from the inside. When Kai came to find him, Milo stood his ground. "You planned everything," Milo said quietly. Kai didn't deny it. At first. But my feelings changed. "That doesn't erase what you did," Milo replied. His voice shook, but he didn't look away. Kai reached out, then stopped. "I never meant to hurt you. But you did." For the first time, Kai looked truly afraid, not of Rowan but of losing Milo's trust. Later, Rowan found Milo sitting alone in the dark. "You know now," Rowan said. Milo nodded. "Everyone chose for me." Rowan clenched his fists. "I didn't know at first. But I should have protected you sooner." Milo didn't answer. His heart was too tired. That night, Milo cried silently into his pillow, realizing betrayal hurts most when it comes from kindness. And once trust breaks, it leaves deep cracks behind. The storm outside matched the one inside Milo's chest. He didn't plan to run away. He only knew he couldn't breathe inside Black Tower anymore. Every hallway felt like it whispered lies. Every kind memory now hurt. So when night fell and the guards changed shifts, Milo slipped out quietly, carrying nothing but fear and confusion. Rain poured from the sky, cold and heavy. Milo walked without direction, his shoes soaking through, his body growing weaker with every step. He didn't want freedom. He just wanted the pain to stop. By the time Rowan realized Milo was gone, the tower felt emptier than it ever had. Rowan's chest tightened in a way that felt unfamiliar and frightening. He ordered the guards to search and went himself, ignoring the rain, the rules, and his own pride. He found Milo near the edge of the city, curled up beneath a broken streetlight, shaking and pale. "Milo," Rowan said, his voice breaking through the rain. Milo tried to stand but fell. Rowan caught him without thinking and pulled him close, shielding him from the cold. Milo didn't push away. He didn't cry. He was too tired for that. Rowan carried him home. That night, Rowan stayed by Milo's bedside. He watched Milo sleep restlessly, his face tight with pain. For the first time in years, Rowan let himself feel guilt. When Milo woke, his voice was small. "Why didn't anyone tell me the truth?" Rowan looked away. "Because I thought control was safer than honesty." Silence filled the room. "I trusted smiles," Milo whispered. "And they hurt me." Rowan swallowed hard. "I trusted walls," he replied. "And they hurt everyone else." Rowan spoke then, not as a boss, not as an alpha, but as a man. He told Milo about the past betrayal that taught him never to trust, never to love, never to be weak. He admitted his mistakes. "No excuses. No orders." "I won't force you to stay," Rowan said quietly. "But if you do, I will protect you. Truly." Milo listened. His heart still ached, but something inside him softened. This pain felt honest. For the first time, healing didn't feel impossible. It felt like a choice. Healing did not arrive all at once. It came in small, quiet moments. The days after the storm were slower. Rowan changed the rhythm of the tower without making a show of it. Meetings were shorter. Voices were softer. Milo noticed that servants smiled more, like the walls themselves had learned to relax. Rowan began with simple things. He asked before entering Milo's room. He waited for answers. When Milo spoke, Rowan listened without interrupting. At first, Milo didn't trust this change. Kindness had fooled him before. So he watched. He waited. One morning, Milo found Rowan in the kitchen, staring at a pan like it had challenged him. Smoke filled the air. "You should turn it down," Milo said gently. Rowan blinked, then nodded and followed the advice. The food wasn't good. They both knew it. Milo laughed before he could stop himself. The sound surprised them both. Rowan smiled just a little. They began to talk more. Not about the debt. Not about Kai. About books Milo loved. About the quiet nights Rowan spent building walls around his heart. They shared tea by the window and watched the city lights turn on like stars. Milo learned to speak when something hurt. Rowan learned not to defend himself right away. When Milo needed space, Rowan gave it. When Milo asked questions, Rowan answered honestly, even when the truth was uncomfortable. Kai kept his distance. He watched from afar, understanding that healing was something he could not rush or control. For once he respected a boundary. One afternoon, Milo stood beside Rowan during a meeting. His hands shook, but he spoke clearly. His voice mattered. Rowan felt pride, not ownership. That night, Milo realized something important. Healing didn't mean forgetting the pain. It meant learning that pain didn't get to decide the future. Rowan realized something too. Love was not control. It was care. It was choosing gentleness when power was easier. The tower felt warmer now. Not perfect. Not fixed. But real. And for the first time, Milo felt like he was no longer surviving. He was living. Revenge did not come with shouting or broken things. It arrived quietly, dressed as truth. Rowan did not rush. He gathered facts the same way he once gathered power, carefully and completely. Documents were checked. Records were opened. Names were traced. Milo watched from the side, nervous but determined. This time he was not being pushed forward. He was choosing to stand there. When the council meeting began, the room felt heavy. Alpha leaders sat in a wide circle, their faces serious. Kai stood across from Rowan, calm as always, but his smile was gone. Rowan spoke first. His voice was steady, not angry. "This is about a debt created through lies." He laid out the truth piece by piece. How the debt was made. How it was moved. How fear was used as a tool. The room grew quiet. Milo's heart raced, but he kept his head up. Then Rowan did something unexpected. He stepped aside. "Milo will speak," Rowan said. Milo swallowed and took a breath. His hands trembled, but his voice held. "I was treated like a solution, not a person," he said. "Kind words were used to hide plans that hurt my family and me." He did not yell. He did not accuse. He simply told the truth. The council listened. When it was Kai's turn, he did not deny it. He closed his eyes and nodded. "I was wrong," he said. "I used power when I should have used honesty. The punishment was not cruel. Kai lost his title and influence. No chains. No exile. Just consequences." He bowed his head and accepted them. After the meeting, Kai approached Milo. "I can't fix what I broke," he said quietly. "But I'm sorry." Milo looked at him for a long moment. "I forgive you," he said. "Not for you. For me." Kai nodded, eyes shining, and walked away without looking back. Outside, the sky was clear. Rowan stood beside Milo, not in front of him, not behind him. "You were brave," Rowan said. Milo exhaled. "I was honest." Rowan smiled. Revenge had come, but it did not leave scars. It left space. Space for healing. Space for choice. Space for a future built without lies. After the truth was revealed, everything grew quiet again, but this time the silence felt gentle. Kai prepared to leave Black Tower at dawn. There were no guards watching him, no anger following him. Just the sound of footsteps echoing down the hall one last time. Milo stood near the window, unsure if he should say anything. To his surprise, Kai stopped and turned back. "I won't ask for your love," Kai said. "I lost that right. I only wanted you to know I will live differently." Milo nodded. "I hope you do." Kai gave a small smile, one without charm or plans, and walked away. The door closed softly behind him, ending a chapter that had begun with lies and ended with truth. Later that day, Rowan asked Milo to walk with him through the garden below the tower. The air smelled clean after the rain, and the city noise felt far away. "The debt is gone," Rowan said. "The contract too." Milo stopped walking. "Then why am I still here?" Rowan turned to face him, his voice steady but sincere. "Because I don't want a marriage built on fear. I want to choose you, if you choose me." Milo's heart beat fast. For the first time the choice was his. No debt. No pressure. No plans made behind his back. "I need honesty," Milo said. "Even when it's hard." "You will have it," Rowan replied. "I need safety," Milo continued. "Not walls. I will protect, not control." Milo searched Rowan's face and saw no command there, only hope. "I choose to stay," Milo said. Rowan let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. He didn't touch Milo. He didn't claim him. He simply stood beside him. That night, Milo slept peacefully for the first time in the tower. The future felt open like a door left unlocked. For the first time, love was not demanded. It was invited. Love feels different when it is chosen freely. The days that followed were calm, almost quiet in a new way. Milo no longer walked through Black Tower like a guest or a prisoner. He walked like someone who belonged. Not because he was owned, but because he was wanted. Rowan treated him differently now. He asked Milo's opinion during meals. He waited when Milo needed time to think. Sometimes they worked in the same room without speaking at all, and the silence felt comfortable instead of heavy. One afternoon, Milo found Rowan standing by the window looking tired. Without thinking, Milo handed him a cup of tea. "You remembered?" Rowan said softly. Milo smiled. "You drink it when you're thinking too much." Rowan laughed quietly, surprised. "I suppose I do." Trust grew like a slow sunrise, steady, warm, and real. There were no promises made in a rush. No big words spoken too soon. Just small moments that built something strong. News came that Kai had left the city to start again somewhere far away. Milo felt no anger, only peace. Some people were meant to teach lessons, not stay forever. One evening, Rowan took Milo back to the garden. "I won't bind you with contracts," Rowan said. "If you ever want to leave, you can." Milo shook his head. "I don't want to." Rowan reached out, not to claim but to ask. Milo placed his hand in Rowan's. The touch was gentle and respectful. That was enough. Milo realized love did not need to be loud to be strong. It didn't need fear or power. It needed trust, care, and choice. Rowan realized love was not a weakness. It was a strength that made him kinder, braver, and more human. As the city lights came on below, Milo felt something settle in his heart. He was no longer someone repaying a debt. He was someone choosing a future. The debt was gone. The lies were gone. And for the first time, Milo felt completely free. The morning sunlight spilled over Black Tower, warm and golden, turning the glass walls into mirrors that reflected a future he could finally imagine. Milo walked through the garden, his hands brushing the tips of the flowers. The air smelled sweet, fresh, alive. For so long he had felt trapped, like the tower itself was a cage. Now it felt like a home. Rowan appeared beside him quietly as he always did, but this time without the cold distance. He didn't speak at first. They simply walked together, side by side, listening to the gentle rustle of leaves. Milo felt the warmth of Rowan's presence. Not ownership, not command, just support. "I never thought a marriage could feel like this," Milo said softly. "I thought it would always be rules, debts, and fear." Rowan smiled, a small, genuine smile. "Neither did I. But you taught me something important. Love isn't control. It's choice. It's care. And it's trust." Milo turned to look at him. "Then, we choose this?" Rowan nodded. "Yes. Every day we choose it. Together." Kai was gone, far away, but Milo didn't feel bitterness. He understood now that some people come into your life to teach lessons, not to stay. Milo's heart had space for Rowan and for no one else. And Rowan's heart had space for Milo, truly, freely, completely. That night, Milo lit a small lamp in his room. The glow filled the space with comfort. He picked up a book he had been saving and began to read. Rowan sat nearby, not watching over him but quietly enjoying being near him. Milo realized he didn't need walls or distance anymore. He didn't need protection from himself. The tower was no longer a cage. It was a home. Not because of rules or power or fear, but because of love. Real love. Milo closed his eyes and smiled. For the first time in years he felt safe, cherished, and happy. And he knew without doubt that this love was chosen, not demanded, and that made all the difference.